Hello friend, welcome to this video. So it's another kind of vlog, day in the life kind of video, but this one is focused on reviews and reflection. The reason for that is that it's reviews time at work. So at Entelect they do kind of they do 6 monthly reviews, and yeah, I'll get into what that entails and everything when we get to it. Otherwise, it's a nice day at the client office. I'll take you through it. You'll get to see a bit of kind of what happens during review season. We have face-to-face one-on-ones with our tech lead, our team lead. Always good to discuss these things and yeah, just have a good reflection of the period that's just been, and yeah, good planning session for the next few months ahead. I also had a nice trip to Cape Town, so I thought I'd just share a few visuals and a bit about that later on. Yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so got to the office, did a bit of work and went straight into stand up with the guys. Always good chatting with the team, getting good insights. I then went into my one-on-ones, so this is where we discussed the previous reviews, and I've got my team lead there, Dikaraba, and Fani is our project lead. It's always good to chat to them about growth and yeah, just seeing what's next and reviewing, reflecting on previous goals, but we'll discuss more of that when we get to the reviews part of the video. Lunch is always a vibe in the canteen. And then it's always good to get back to work. Obviously, in between we have some good chats. It's always nice working there with these big screens, 32-inch wide Dell screens. Amazing, and the chairs, as you can see, are super comfortable. Definitely need to get one of those at home. But always good chats with Rash. He's the UX designer. He was stuck in a meeting or his one-on-one, so he was eating lunch at his desk. And there are some cool views from the 6th floor, always nice. We then were lucky enough, I always seem to be taking videos on team on the day when we go out for team lunch or team dinner. But this was really nice. We headed to the grill house in Rosebank. And yeah, a really nice time. We had some really good chats which we enjoyed, and of course very good food. So I'm quite excited for the new Mortal Kombat movie. I rewatched the first, or the previous one, the most recent one. You know, one of the best parts of the movie is when the theme music hits. I think like the best part of the movie was when Scorpion comes back and he like shoots the thing into Sub-Zero. Then it hits the theme music and then he's like, "Get over here." That's like the best part. But then they don't utilize that theme music enough, I feel. It's like they need to use it a lot more. They need to build it up a lot more using that music, I feel. I don't know why they don't. It's like, anyway, just a random thought I had. Any Mortal Kombat fans out there? Alright, so let's chat a bit about reviews. I thought it would be a nice topic, something nice to chat about, just to have some good reflections, I suppose, through it. The goal or the aim is to hopefully help you to also kind of reflect and just help with the planning or bring an awareness to your journey and where you are in it, what you've accomplished so far, what you plan to do going ahead. That's always good. Sometimes it's easy to get into things and you're working, you're just getting things done, you're kind of moving through the motions, but we don't take time to just stop, appreciate the good things that we've done, give ourselves, I guess, a pat on the back for like really achieving the things that we've done, and then in turn kind of just doing some sort of planning, understanding what we maybe want to achieve in the future, whether that's over the next 6 months, whether that's over a year. I mean, that's up to you and how you go about it. Thought it would be a nice thing just to unpack a little bit, I guess a little bit of context. It does differ, I think, company to company. At the company I am at Entelect, a software consulting company, where they take growth quite seriously, the culture of the people, bringing people together, that sort of thing. They take that really seriously, which is something I think a lot of people really love about working there. Every 6 months, a kind of a review process within the people in your team. So what that means is that whichever team you're in, what you'll have to do is that you'll have to review all the people in your team, and then likewise the other people in your team will also review you. They have it's like a document that you will fill in for each person, so they kind of give you a really good framework to work with. There's kind of 3 aspects that you review the person on. It does cover a lot of bases, things like reviewing the person's craft, whether they're a senior software engineer, junior engineer, intermediate UX designer, business analyst, whatever the case is. You can review their craft, any feedback, any insights, any praise in terms of how they handle doing the actual core work and their core craft that they're meant to do. Then another aspect would be just how is their relationships and their responsibility to the team, to the other people in the team, as that plays a really big role. And then lastly, another aspect is that their responsibility or their relationship to the client or to the customer. I think it covers a really good base. Naturally, you can expand, and if there's anything that you feel that you want to add more, there's plenty of room to do that. But it's a really great way to kind of get people to give feedback, give praise, constructive criticism. Ultimately, the idea is eventual growth, right? Ultimately, they want all of us as people to continue growing and just to keep growing in whatever aspect or regard that we want to do. One thing which comes up a lot, I suppose, or which people ask, is that people can take things maybe a little bit too personally. They do encourage constructive feedback, constructive criticism, so there's a way to do it, a good tactful way to do it. The way to say things is important as well. And I mean, this is in general, I suppose. If you're going to give some sort of criticisms or some sort of constructive feedback, you do want to say it in a way that the person takes it well and understands it and gives some room for discussion, for them to ask questions, for you to be able to explain. What's nice is that we do these reviews where we'll review everyone in the team. Then after that, each person will have kind of like a face-to-face interview, not an interview, but a face-to-face discussion with their team lead and the project lead, depending on the project dynamics. In there, you can kind of unpack, you can discuss all the points raised. If there's anything you are uncomfortable with or anything that you want to bring attention to, there's good room in there to discuss it. Pretty much anything that you want to talk about, you can bring it up there. The team leads will try to help you to understand certain things. If needs be, they will kind of facilitate discussions between you and one of the other persons if there's something that you maybe really don't understand why that person said a certain thing. And you can kind of unpack all of that and address all of that. But ultimately, it's for your benefit. So hopefully you will be kind of self-aware enough that you know certain things. The objective, though, is that when giving any feedback in these reviews, it's important that they stress this point a lot, is that we shouldn't be getting anything that's surprising to us, because we do have constant one-on-ones or constant meetings with our team leads throughout the year. So if anything is really drastic, it should have been raised before, which is why if you get something really surprising from maybe one person, then you can kind of take it with a grain of salt or dive deep into it to see why that person feels a certain way. But ultimately, it shouldn't be anything too surprising, anything too drastic by the time you get to the review period. Anyway, let's talk a bit about the actual purpose behind it. One big aspect is the feedback. So it's really nice to, if there's something that you feel like this person needs to work on, or that it's a really good opportunity for growth for them, it's the perfect opportunity to provide that feedback and to give that feedback to them, to help them grow, to help them to be aware of that certain aspect, and to help them then start to make any changes that they need, or just to kind of work on that specific aspect. The onus does kind of lie on them to actually take that action, but again, your team leads will help you kind of formulate a plan on how to go about that. What can you do to work on it? So don't worry too much about that. I think the first thing is to kind of be aware of it. Then you can know what to work on. You can formulate your strategy, formulate your plan going forward on what exactly you can do. That's one of the biggest aspects, is the feedback in terms of growth. But I also think another aspect which can be overlooked in general is just the praise aspect or appreciation aspect. So, I mean, we do a lot of good work. Sometimes people do a lot more than is required. They help out people a lot more than they actually need to. And I feel like those things should be appreciated. They should be brought up. If you have praise for someone, do give them that praise. Use that time to also appreciate them. Tell them the things you love about their character, the things you love about their work ethic, why it's so nice having them in your team if you feel that way. Because sometimes we often overlook. I remember one of the things that team lead once said to me was that I'm lucky enough that I have a somewhat of a calm demeanor, so it takes a lot to get me angry, that kind of thing. And something he brought up is that that characteristic is really good for a team dynamic. What he eventually said was he brought those kind of aspects up and said, take some time to kind of appreciate those things and to acknowledge those things that are really good and helpful to the team. And it's something that I would completely overlook. I wouldn't even think it's something that I would even think about or think of it, some sort of appreciation for that aspect, you know? The point I'm making is that it's good to highlight those kind of things and give praise to other people for those, however small those aspects may seem, just so that they are also aware of those points and they can then be like, okay, wow, it's actually a really good characteristic. I didn't know that. Maybe I will make sure I'll be more aware of it, and I'll make sure I try to be even more of that specific characteristic, or whatever the case is. It then helps them to kind of enhance or refine those good characteristics even more, which can only benefit them as well. So in a sense, both ways, providing feedback, providing the praise, can also, I feel, help to grow the person, even though those good aspects may seem like they're already good, but they can be made even better, you know? That's something that I feel strongly about. I think a lot of people focus a lot more on trying to give the constructive feedback or some sort of constructive criticism to provide something for the person to work on. But as I said, I feel like a more holistic approach is really good, and it's good to highlight all the various different things from the good to the bad, which will help us grow eventually. I hope I didn't ramble on too much, and I hope that it mostly made sense. It can be a time-consuming process to do these reviews, but I think it's a really good process. It's a really good initiative, and it's really helpful. You get feedback and you get comments that you wouldn't ordinarily get, so it kind of really forces you to give feedback and to give some sort of discussion points to other people, which is really nice. I would encourage you, even if you don't kind of formally do these kind of review things, I would really encourage you to just, even if it's yourself. I mean, I guess people do like journaling, stuff like that, or kind of a similar process, just to help you self-reflect on things that you're good at, things that you're bad at, things that you feel that you need to work on. Good self-reflection, good self-awareness, so that ultimately, again, that you can grow, you can be better in those certain aspects. You can then be better at your craft, you can be a better person to work with. Also, you are able to then recognize these things with other people within the team, and ultimately also then help them to work on those things which you may have already worked on. that's a lot of stuff, I think, but I hope it's good. If you have any questions or if you have any realizations or comments, if you have any processes that you do, please do share them with us all. I think we'd all love to learn, and yeah, ultimately it's all about the growth. Alright, so on to Cape Town. So I usually go to the lounge. It's called the lounge, the airport lounge. And I must say, the food is all right. I have been to better lounges with better food, but yeah, it is very nice. I didn't record a lot of the food. I just felt a bit awkward. I tried to do a little bit, as you can see, but yeah, not enough. Some really nice promenade views. It's always nice in Sea Point. Love it. And then I checked out the Point Virgin Active, which was revamped. Unfortunately, it now has its own classic kind of membership, so premier memberships don't have access. But I had a quick tour around it, luckily, and yeah, super amazing, really nice facilities. And yeah, it's just such a nice place. I do miss going there, but even have paddle courts and a nice outdoor section where you can work out, and I suppose it's all geared now for high rock, so that's how it goes. Yeah, some more cool promenade views. So glad the weather was amazing while I was there. I'm so appreciative of that. The sun was always out in between the rain. And of course have to make a stop at Clifton Beach, get my toes in the water. I was planning to go in, but yeah, next time. Then had a nice stop at the Cape Town Entelect office. Had a bit of work there to do and help out with some filming for the marketing team. So yeah, hopefully we'll see some cool video content that we made coming soon on their channel. But otherwise, what a great trip. So I thought I'd just showcase where I stayed as well. So I normally try to stay at these first group resorts or first group hotels when I can. And this one was called Hastings Hall. It's in Kloof, so excuse the pronunciation, but close to right off Kloof Street in Cape Town. And yeah, a really nice location, nice vibe, close to like Table Mountain and the hiking trails and stuff like that. There is another one called Riviera Suites, which I've stayed at, and that's right on the promenade, and obviously that's amazing, and it's so nice being on the promenade. But yeah, nonetheless, this was really nice. And yeah, what's nice is that the standard, or kind of the room, the look and feel of the rooms and everything is very similar across all their hotels. So yeah, just really nice place to stay. So something I also found out while on the flight, this is on SAA, is that you can connect to the Wi-Fi, or I guess the network on the plane, and then you have access to a whole bunch of movies and stuff. Yeah, maybe I'm living in the Stone Age, but I didn't know you could do that. On local flights, I mean, international ones, sure. So yeah, I just connected to the network. It's a whole catalog of movies and stuff to watch. And the seats even have phone or tablet holders. I'm just like, wow. You can just place your phone or your tablet or whatever it is, and yeah, just watch it right there as if you have a screen on the seat. So that's really cool. A couple of comments just wanting to know about like my journey, how I became a software engineer, I suppose. I guess what my qualifications are, what I studied, etc. So yeah, I thought I'll address that possibly in one of the next videos. And yeah, the next 1 or 2 videos will be interviews with some consultants, which I mentioned. Do stay tuned for those. I was also lucky enough to get some smart light bulbs from a friend or colleague at work. And yeah, they're so cool. So I'll maybe try to showcase that. If you are thinking to get some sort of smart appliance or some sort of smart element for your home, I would definitely recommend it. But yeah, now I'm biased. But yeah, it's so cool, it's so convenient, and I guess it's really cool. So if you like that stuff, be sure to stick around. Thanks for watching. I hope it was good. I hope it was insightful. I hope the review chat kind of helped you maybe do a bit of reflection on your own. Regardless if you actually do any formal reviews, I think it's really good just to reflect just yourself on these things, whether it's daily, monthly, 6-monthly, yearly. I think some sort of reflection, some sort of planning, or looking into those goals you have, the career path, your journey, all those things, I think it's really helpful. Have that awareness of those different aspects that you are dealing with, and appreciating what you've accomplished is always good. I hope to see you in the next one. The next one should be a good chat with a recruitment consultant at Entelect. Hopefully there'll be some good tips and really insightful tips on CVs, on enhancing your CV, stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you do enjoy.